It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show. It's the 2023 Pre Autumn Equinox Edition. That's fall for those of you who have any type of intelligence.
Yeah, what do you mean?
That's 1/3 of the audience. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk with the business owners, CFOs, CEOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You'll hear all about their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Steve, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm fine.
Good. You got through the fair okay? I saw you were over there quite a few times.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. Maple syrup did great. And we were doing photos and video and things for them, so they had to keep making samples that needed to be devoured by somebody. So, I offered,
Excellent. Well, we've got a great show planned for everybody, so we don't want to spend too much time because no one's interested in Steve. So let's get right to it. Matt Mallory will be coming up. He's the owner of Mallory Unlimited and PS and Ed. So, and then George Powers, owner of Powers Accounting. Jesse Lyons he's the farm coordinator over at Brady Farm. Lisa Romano Moore is the executive director of the Onondaga Historical Association. She's going to stop by and give us a history lesson. Josh Lang, pastor at Redeemer Church in Syracuse. Jennifer Covert is the executive director of North Area Meals on Wheels. And then Joe Bright wraps us up. He's the owner of Dunk and Bright Furniture. So good show and very interesting. You'll learn all about interesting things. Speaking of interesting, Matt Mallory decided to join us. How are you, Matt?
I am awesome. How are you guys?
Good. PS and Ed.
No, it's PMS Ed. I remember learning that. So what do you got?
Public safety and education.
That's it.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you should know.
Well, a lot of people know Matt as the gun guy, but you don't want to just be known as the gun guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I'm known the most for around the country, the gun guy, I guess.
Yeah.
But we do have rentals, Airbnb, Verbo rentals, as well as a small hobby farm with a farm stand in Lafayette. So
I noticed that you brought some stickers in, too, for those people on our YouTube channel. We have ones of tens of people on our YouTube channel. And I don't know where the heck.
I'll hold it because you don't know where the cameras are.
Where they are.
There we go.
All I know is they show my belly and my bald spot. So the cameras are here. No, the cameras.
I cover mine up and I suck mine in. So.
But these stickers are kind of cool. It's got Matt Mallory holding what looks to be a Tommy gun.
That is. It's actually the image that I sent to the graphic designer was me holding my Tommy gun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm full Italian, so when I had my baptism, my uncles both had Tommy guns.
So why do they call it a Tommy gun?
It's a Chicago typewipper.
Ah, there you go. That's right. Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thompson machine gun.
Yeah. But I also see a, what do you call that thing? A beehive and a chicken. What's the significance?
It's a rooster, Tom, but that's okay.
Okay, well, it's a rooster, yes.
Actually, foghorn leghorn, right? So I've got bees. I'm a beekeeper, as well as we have chickens.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Chickens and bees. I've had them about 15 years or so.
What do the bees and the chickens have to do with guns and,
sustainability,
safety
sustenance, right? I mean, it's... Yeah, food source.
So you eat the bees?
If I have to.
Yeah, right, if you had to. But are you raising them to sell, or is it just for yourself?
So, I mean, ultimately it's for us, but if we have excess, then we do sell it. Yeah, that's why we have a small farm stand. We don't do a lot of, local stores and such, but having the honey for our consumption, for our rentals, we put it up in the rentals. Anybody that stays in our places, we have a little bee skep there.
Have you taught the kids to kill the chickens yet?
Call the chickens? No. Our daughters named them all.
Oh, that's not good.
No, you can't name them.
That's a bad thing.
I know.
Have her name the bees.
Yeah.
I knew my wife and I were in trouble when we named the kids.
Oh,
And we couldn't sell them on eBay with a clean conscience.
oh Jesus.
Anyway, so what do you think about Biden masking up again, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that nice? Protecting all of us. That's wonderful.
I make a joke when you go down to the range. 3 ways you can get lead into your system is absorption through your skin, largest organ in your body, inhalation, and the only way to protect from that is to wear a mask on the range. And then I just pause and look at the students, and they're like, they're confused.
Right.
I've never seen anybody with a mask on the range because you're out, usually not always, but outdoors. And
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Breathing in all that fresh air.
He's masking up because his wife, who's been vaccinated how many times? How many booster
75
shots?
times. Yes, right.
She's got COVID again?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
With very mild symptoms and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Just before school.
Well, the mask will keep him from getting it. We all know that. Sorry.
Even if he got it, though, he'd forget that he got it.
Let's talk gun safety. New York, anything changing? Because I know there was some that we talked to you a month or two ago, and the things were changing. What's going on?
For sure. So September 13th, they have the new background check for ammunition and antique firearms too. So you used to be able to get ammunition and firearms, antique firearms, I should say, without having to do a background check. You could literally have antique firearms, curio, and relics mailed right to you, like black powder. Now they're going to have you actually do a background check for that stuff and for ammunition. So New York State's taking over the background check process from us FFLs. I'm a Type 7 Class 2. And they're going to be processing it, charging us, which means we're going to pass that charge on to the client, and then they're going to end up doing the actual background check with the federal government. So they're basically putting themselves in the middle of it and charging a fee.
That sounds efficient.
Oh, that totally sounds.
Is this just in New York State or
other states do it? I think there's like 13 states that do their own.
What color are those states?
Well, I think Pennsylvania is one of them actually. So it is surprising, but New York is going to start doing it now. So now they're going to be, and they've already admitted that it's going to be. There's going to be issues. There's going to be hiccups in the road. With any new system, there's always hiccups, is how they proposed it. And they said it'll be people that'll actually buy a gun and ammo at the same time, and they'll pass the background check for the gun, because that goes through the federal government, but they'll fail the background check for the ammo. And they've admitted that will happen. That's just right.
So people are loading up on ammo right now.
Yeah, well, they should be reloading ammo too. And I've got a reloading course coming up
that's nice,
on the calendar. So if anybody wants to know how to reload or do bullet casting, we're also going to be doing that course too.
I had a friend who did that, and his whole basement was like an assembly line.
Yeah.
It seems like it's very detailed.
I used to do load shells with a friend when we were kids. It was kind of fun, actually. I thought it was fun.
I mean, it's fun. It's always a way to keep the government off your back. It's
right.
You got to be methodical with it.
So what do you have going on that someone could get involved in, or how can you help people right now?
Sure. So I do the 18-hour class, usually weekly. The next one I got coming up is Bass Pro in Auburn in a few weeks. I do it at Runnings in Clay as well, and then at my place in Lafayette. So those are the next 3 coming up at the end of the month. I also have Syracuse gun shows coming up next weekend, so I'll be there in the annex if anybody wants to stop by that. I've got a low light, no light shooting course coming up. If anybody wants to learn how to shoot in the dark using flashlights, we'll be doing that. It's coming up. That's on the calendar. And then also there's some other courses that I've created. It's called Make Art with Your AR. So you bring your AR rifle and you actually shoot some paint and exploding things.
Oh,
and
that's kind of cool.
Splatters on a canvas.
There's a guy on YouTube that did it with Bud Light, actually.
And really quickly, aside from the gun training, you have just regular how to keep safe training, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that type
I just
of stuff.
did a taser class, taser end user class. I also
Right.
do the taser instructor class,
Okay.
as well as pepper spray, end user and instructor, and then force on force for instructors and also end users to kind of mindset.
So a taser could be a good alternative to a gun without as many rules, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're still illegal in New York. They're becoming legal. They've got a bill going forward, which New York State government hasn't gotten off their butt and made law yet.
Okay.
But that is something that you got to check with your local DA. But yes, I teach the
Mallory,
class.
MalloryUnlimited.com. It's all there. They can find out and connect with you, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Matt Mallory right there. Thank you, sir, for all you do.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Coming up next, George Powers, owner of Powers Accounting. Stick around right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.